This is the camera that I use to record my videos. It's the a6400 from Sony, and it requires these NP-FW50 batteries. And in order to make sure that I never run out of power, I have these 4 spares. The problem I run into is finding a spot for them to live in my camera bag. I could throw them all in this main compartment, but then they're just loose in the bottom, and I don't like that. Otherwise, I can put them in this front pocket, but these little compartments are a little bit too tight for my liking, and getting them out of this gray portion is a bit of a pain. So we're off to the drawing board, where I made a quick little sketch of what I think this could look like, either 4 in a row, or 4 in a square, or 2 and 2, and let's jump into Fusion and try and figure this out. It's a pretty simple design. It's just a box with a hole cut out in the bottom for the terminals on the battery to fit in. I'll close that up once I confirm that that hole is in the right spot. And we have these 2 relief cuts to allow for the tab to move back and forth to allow it to get in and out of the battery holder. And that's pretty much it. If we take a look at some of the commands for creating this, initially made this construction line the size of the battery and then gave it a little bit of a tolerance for the outside so that it would fit in there nice, and then obviously gave it a wall thickness. I started out 1 millimeter and I changed to 2 millimeters in future iterations. So I extruded that as the walls. I made another sketch for that opening and I extruded the bottom, followed by the sketch for those 2 slots that I cut out and extrude cut those, followed by the tab that I drew on here that I could then extrude to the next portion there. So we went through 5 iterations. You have number 1 where the opening isn't quite in the right spot because I can't measure. Number 2, the hole's now in the right spot. This goes flush, but the tab really doesn't hold it in there. 3, we closed it up and modified the tab slightly, and it holds it in there, but just barely. 4, we went to a larger tab, still closed in. I think I changed the geometry on this little tab a little bit also, and that does hold it in, but again, you give it a little shake and it comes out. Leads us to the 5th and final, where we just change that clip again, and a shake does still release it, but not as easily as the previous ones. I didn't want this to be super locked in, like I still wanted it to come out pretty easily with a one-hand operation, and that's why this cutout also got added in the 5th iteration. And then finally we did a linear pattern and made a 4 gang of that same design. If I do give it a good shake, it'll come out. That's okay, I'm not trying to stop it from coming out under huge shaking. I'm more just trying to keep them all in one place, and they'll be in the bag either like this or like that. So I'd call that a win. Now I can put this in my bag like this and not really worry about it, and they all stay together. I can also put it down in here if I want to. Any of those orientations. I usually have the camera in here, so that's why I probably won't keep it in this main section. I like the option to put this vertically in there like that. Bonus functionality is that I have this AC adapter that allows me to hardwire the camera into a outlet, and I used to just have some little C-clamps holding it on the desk over here, but they look kind of sloppy. So I took that one prototype, the number 5 final, and just screwed it up in there. Now I have a nice little spot for that to live, and it's out of the way. Hope you liked that one, and I'll see you in the next one.